brick wall.
What's up, everybody? It's John Escudero, and I am here doing a recorded version of the Dirt Sheet Radio post-show rewind for AEW Dynasty. That's right, folks. It's just me tonight. I could not get anybody else to do the show with me. I guess that's the state of AEW now, man. If you had seen this fucking show, you would know that that is absolute bullshit. AEW is fucking fine. I enjoy the shit out of this show, man. AEW Dynasty overall, what a great fucking time. There was a little, I would say, bullshit in the middle, but beyond that, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in depth in a little bit. But right now, I guess we can get right into the. We'll usually get right into the main event, so we might as well get right into the main event first, even though this isn't a live show. Swerve Strickland is the AEW World Champion. Whose fucking house? Swerve's house. Elated. Great move. Perfect move. It was predictable, but what does predictable mean when it's the right move? I predict that when I wake up tomorrow, I won't get hit by a car. And it's the move I hope for. It's the right move. I don't want it to happen. That's how I feel about this World Championship win. Overall, the match quality, it was hard for me to analyze the match. I was still living in the high of Ospreay versus Danielson. Boy, it was really hard to come down after that match and really focus on everything else that's on. You know what I'm saying? But what a great moment for the company. Swerve Strickland, first ever African-American world champion in AEW. Only took 5 years. Takes some other places, I don't know, 50. But, no, man, in all seriousness, fucking hell, what a great moment. So glad for Swerve. So glad for AEW. Ooh, this is the way to move forward. Swerve basically wins with he kicked out of the Muscle Buster at one point. He wins with a Swerve Stomp, Swerve's house. This is it. That was great shit. The show we whip it back up to the I was gonna whip it back up to the top of the card because I had attempted to do a live stream for the post-show rewind as we normally do earlier, but it just didn't work out that way, and I ended up getting all my thoughts about the fucking main event out live. It really stinks because now I feel like I'm rehashing, and it doesn't feel genuine, but I do feel this way. I love this move. I think that moving forward, we could possibly get a Hangman match in this world title reign. I don't know that I'm willing to I want. I want Swerve and Hangman to stay away from each other for a little while. And also, as a Hangman fan, I just don't want Hangman to lose right now. Like, fuck. But, yeah, moving forward, I think the ultimate goal for Swerve here should be Wembley Stadium versus Ospreay. Some people are going to question whether or not that was such a short reign. Like, does a short reign hurt AEW, the World Championship? No, I also don't think every championship reign needs to be a year or 2 years long. You know what I'm saying? Those are good, too, when they happen. But if they happen a lot, then it kind of gets boring. So 4 months for Joe was perfect. I had no issues with that. He was a great world champion for AEW. He really put the company on his back at a time where they needed it. A real big transition at that time for AEW. Basically, we're moving on from trying to make larger-than-life sports entertainment characters back to wrestling, putting wrestling at the forefront. And Samoa Joe as world champion was like the perfect statement this is what we're about. And he was God. He had a great presence. He put everybody that he came across over in a perfect way. They all looked great. Talking about Hook, you're talking about Swerve, you're talking about Hangman. Everybody Joe Gunn in the ring got into the ring with as world champion, came on the other side looking great, and that goes for Swerve Strickland. But yeah, I really believe Swerve Strickland is Will Ospreay's big heel. That's what we need to be working towards right now. Swerve got his moment. This was cool. But if you realize when he came out, he wasn't wearing Black Panther's outfit. He was wearing Killmonger's outfit. Killshot, Killmonger, Swerve Strickland. He is a bad dude and needs to get back to being a bad dude so that a good dude can want to take him down. That's what I'm looking forward to. Moving forward this year. But those are really my thoughts on the main event. We had the AEW Dynasty pre-show. The Bucks opened up. They came to the arena in one of those obnoxious ass Tesla Cybertrucks. I was like, motherfuckers. Perfect heel work. Trent Beretta defeated Matt Sydal in the opening match. It was a pretty fun match. We want Sue chants. Pretty good back and forth. Trent taps Matt Sydal out with a triangle choke. Chuck Taylor comes in, has to stop Trent from continuing to beat his ass. Orange Cassidy comes out, and I'm thinking, oh shit, they're gonna have the confrontation here. This is cool. This is very cool. But no, Cassidy looks at Trent, just lets him walk by, and I was like, oh, I guess he doesn't really care. But the meat of that was that Trent tells Chuck Taylor, you haven't been answering my phone calls. You're acting like a prick, actually. You have until Wednesday to tell me whose side you're on. So we'll see where that goes. Shibata and Orange Cassidy defeated Shane Taylor Promotions. I think, man, Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty, they're doing so fucking well. They're doing so fucking well right now. I need the company to start taking them more serious, is what they've been on TV in this basically jobber position. And that's fine. They weren't. It's not always. I have the fucking leather on my couch. I tried to quietly. Look at that. It sounds like a fucking fart. But I tried to quietly lift it up and no avail. So if you think I farted, I farted. And if you don't, thank you for believing me. Anyway. Shane Taylor Promotions. I think Shane Taylor in particular is winning me over every single week. He is great. I freaking love him as a wrestler, actually. I think he and Lee Moriarty deserve to be taken seriously as a tag team in AEW. I'd like to see them used as contenders. But moving on, we had the six-man winner-take-all ROH six-man versus AEW Trios Championships. Bullet Club Gold wins. There have been some talk about Jay White and whether the company was using him properly or not. And I agree with some of the things that I've heard, especially the idea that Jay White on a pre-show here on this card is bullshit. He should be at the top. He should be somewhere closer to the top, challenging for titles, singles belts, but he's kind of stuck in the six-man stuff on the preliminary card. A little bullshit, especially in hindsight. You figure it might have been a better idea if Chris Jericho and Hook were on the pre-show, considering the way the match went. But yeah, no. Bullet Club Gold, six-man champs. Billy Gunn took a lot of the match, kind of made everybody look small, but that's kind of what he does here, right? I mean, the matches that he has, everyone is smaller than him. He never gives them much. I'm watching you, Billy. But the main show starts with Kazuchika Okada versus Pac for the AEW Continental Championship. And fucking hell. Kazuchika Okada brings with him the Kazuchika Okada IWGP main event heavyweight style. And he comes and he has the Kazuchika Okada match. It doesn't quite go 30 minutes, but we were almost there. Slow pace, builds up to the end, gets really, really violent. Okada is so fucking comfortable as a dickhead heel here on an American television show. His facials, he knows exactly what to say and when to say it. He is such a complete professional wrestler that I should have no surprise. I should not be surprised at how successfully he's transitioned, but I am. He's just so good. But ultimately, yeah, man, I fucking love this. What an interesting, bold choice from AEW to open the show, not with one of their usual fast-paced openers, but a Kazuchika Okada New Japan epic main event match. Fucking hell, I'm with you. We followed that up with a 6-man match between Adam Copeland, Mark Briscoe, and Eddie Kingston versus House of Black. I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I did, but there was great stuff from everybody here. Adam Copeland, he's been so fucking good in the ring in AEW. He was in there with Penta. He's in there with Black now. He's in there with so many younger guys now. It's so fun to see him out of his comfort box and doing all these things with these guys that he's never worked with before. And this was no different. Great match. It ends when Copeland goes for his spear and gets misted by Malakai Black. Mass Effect pinned. It looks like Adam Copeland versus Malakai Black at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. It's all those rumors about Malakai Black not wanting a job. And I was like, well, if he gets pinned tonight, then I'll shut up about that. He didn't. So we'll see. I know it's probably bullshit, but I'm watching. After that, we had the TBS Championship match. Willow Nightingale defeated Julia Hart to become the new TBS champion. It happened very fast. I'll say that. I don't want to see that. Maybe Julia wasn't cleared to do much because the stuff that she did do was it was pretty physical. She did a moonsault, got kicked in the face. But Willow wins, new TBS champion. Very, very, very happy about that. I love Willow Nightingale. I love Willow. I've loved her since she started here. It's just another case of that TBS belt going to someone who I've watched from the beginning of their TV career, and I'm really happy to see it. I'm really sad that Julia Hart didn't really get to have that match. I don't think in her whole reign she really had a match, except for the one that she won the title in from Chris Statlander. That's really the match where I felt like Julia Hart put it all together right there at the end. But moving on from that, Mercedes Moné comes out. She stares down Willow and she disappears. And man, I almost feel like we should have just not debuted Mercedes at all if she wasn't cleared to wrestle. Having her on TV every week has really fucking sucked the mystique away from her. And now she's got yet another month where she's just going to be doing promos and not wrestling. And her promo style is not AEW's promo style. She's out there doing WWE promos and they're just not hitting. So we'll see. The AEW International Championship, Roderick Strong defeated Kyle O'Reilly. What a fucking match, bro. What a fucking match. I don't really know what else to say about it. It was peak era Ring of Honor PWG mid-2000s style, which is everything I love. That's everything I came from. This is real graps, brother. This is real fucking wrestling right here. You heard? This is real shit. I loved it. They go out there. They get technical. They're striking. Roddy with the crazy amount of backbreakers. Wardlow comes out at one point, tries to get involved. The ref stops him. He doesn't actually fully get involved. So I'm like, why the fuck did we send Wardlow out here in the first place? And then Adam Cole comes out after the match. After Roddy wins. Roddy wins on his own. Adam Cole comes out. He stands up out of his chair. He's fucking walking. Holy shit. Stares down Wardlow like he's got a problem with Wardlow. Wardlow failed. Wardlow couldn't bring him the AEW World Championship. And so that's where they are with that story. And I guess that is just beginning. I wonder if they're going to do Adam Cole versus Wardlow. I wonder if Wardlow is going to realign with MJF. That's a weird thing. We'll see. FTW Championship. Chris Jericho defeated Hook to become the FTW champion. That's right. Oh, man. Listen. This was not a bad match, okay? It was not a bad match performance-wise. It was a bad situation for everyone involved. Let me explain myself. It wasn't their performance that was the problem. The problem is this audience is sick and tired of Chris Jericho in his current form, in his current gimmick, in his current situation. They want to miss him. they want to miss him. They don't want to see him on television anymore. They believe he's a problem. And I don't agree necessarily all the way, but I do believe it's time for him to take a bit of a refresh. And this match here suffered because of the stubbornness, I guess, of the people booking this. To see that Chris Jericho needs a recharge or refresh, needs to disappear and come back. It was bad. They were chanting, please retire. They were chanting, go home, Jericho. They were chanting, Fozzy sucks. It was rough, man. I felt bad. Like, I really feel bad. I hate this. I hate seeing this. I hate seeing this happen to Chris Jericho. This shit, and I'm not even mad at the people. I'm just mad. Like, I hate seeing this shit. I really do. I want him to go away and come back and just make the people miss you again. And unfortunately, I think this is going to end up pushing him. He's going to end up like going back to WWE or some bullshit like that. But, you know, it was painful to watch. Hook takes the loss here. He honestly didn't look bad. Kicked out of Jericho's finisher twice. And Jericho was eventually like, man, my finisher's not fucking working. I'm going to go get a bat and knock your ass out. And that's what he has to do. So Hook looked great. But after that, we had the AEW Women's World Championship. Toni Storm defeated Thunder Rosa in what I believe was Toni Storm's second best match as champion, as Timeless Toni Storm. They were out there, they were working, and they were physical. They were beating the shit out of each other. It was crazy. In the weeks leading up to this, I had noticed Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm kind of sniffing each other back and forth, and I was like, that's interesting. Why is that happening? Like, why are we working so hard in these smaller segments leading up to the show? And I should have known that at the actual show itself, they would beat the shit out of each other. And they did. Just excellent work from both ladies. The match saw Thunder Rosa kick out of the Storm Zero. And then a little bit later, Toni Storm kicks her right in the twat. And hits another Storm Zero to pin her. At one point, Mariah tries to get involved and Deonna takes her out. So look forward to seeing that continue. All right. Now we got my oh boy. This match, man. Will Ospreay defeated Bryan Danielson in one of the greatest pro wrestling matches you will ever see. I mean that. I mean every word of that. It's like one of the greatest wrestling matches you'll ever see for a number of reasons. Am I saying it's number one? No. I'm not saying it's number one. I'm not ready to have that debate. But I'm saying it ain't a double-digit number. Man. They went out there and they had a full blast S-tier, top level, premium professional wrestling match. I've never seen something like this from these two guys. Like, okay, I'm not saying it's the best Bryan Danielson match I've ever seen. I'm not saying it's the best Will Ospreay match I've ever seen yet, because I need to rewatch it. I don't want to say that what I feel that would be a little reactionary. Do you think that me saying it's one of the greatest professional wrestling matches you ever seen in your life is a little reactionary? Possibly. I don't agree with that because I genuinely believe I have not had this much fun watching a wrestling match a lot. When I feel these feelings while watching wrestling, I know that I'm seeing something special. Therefore, I lock it in. Clock. That's an all-timer. I was at Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega with my son. That was one of the more special moments I've ever been at in a pro wrestling environment. I think I can say without a doubt that this match was better than that one. Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson went out there and they wrestled like they were never going to see each other again. They wrestled like they will never touch, like they're going to die tomorrow. They went out there and painted and literally just art. I don't know what I'm struggling to have the words. I even had so much time between then and now, and Bryan Danielson is the person that I believe is the greatest wrestler of all time. All right. I've said that on this show. I've said that on Dershi Radio Flagship. I've said that on other shows. I've said that on True Hill Heat. I'll say it on fucking CNN. Bryan Danielson is the greatest wrestler I have ever seen in my life as long as I've been breathing. And I believe that there may never be another wrestler like Bryan Danielson. But I think Will Ospreay is chasing his ass. And I don't know, man, if he can keep this career up at this level for the next 10 years, next 5 years. Oh, shit. They went out there. They had it sick. It was everything you thought it would be. One of my favorite parts was towards, I think, for the finish. Essentially, they have what, in like a Western, the fucking sheriffs or the sheriff and the bad guy at high noon will go out and they'll clear the town. And the fastest person to the draw wins because the other person's dead. As they stood across the ring from each other and they charged up. It was like a fucking anime, bro. And they charged these fucking finishing moves up. And Bryan charges up the knee. And Ospreay charges up the blade. And they fucking run at each other full blast. And I am in my house literally anticipating the shaking of the universe when they collide. But Ospreay is faster than Bryan. He hits the fucking elbow. It hits the elbow. Tiger Driver 91. Bryan sells it like he broke his fucking neck. I love wrestling. God damn it. I felt power surging through me. That's how I feel. Watching this shit, I felt like a Super Saiyan. Oh, shit. This was like church. This is what people feel like when they go to church on Sunday and they feel the Holy Spirit go through them. That doesn't always happen to me when I'm watching professional wrestling, man. But, oh, shit. I love this. I love wrestling. I got to watch it again. I got to see where it, man, I think it cracked my top 10. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, that was art. That was cinema. That was everything the kids call. I know that it was there's a lot of match of the year. Was it match of the year? Was it match of the century? Was it match of the decade? I don't have answers for that right now. All I know is that I saw something that fucked me up because I loved it so much. But yeah, go check this out if you can. The story after the match seems to be that Ospreay possibly injured Bryan, and that Ospreay is going to be retiring the Tiger Driver because of that. The Tiger Driver 91. And I'd like to see where they're going with this. It kind of looks like they're going to have another match. They left it all out there. What else can you do? I don't know, bro. Give him a step. Give him a step. I'm fucking down. Anyway, finally, we had the Young Bucks defeating FTR to become the AEW Tag Team Champions in a ladder match. They were in a bad position. I was like, man, this is going to be rough because I'm so fucking high off that other match. High, like, this is incredible. I have never seen anything like this in my life. And so a ladder match is probably the best match to put in this position, though, because they're going to go out there and they basically got guaranteed pops in the bag, and that's what they did. They went out there and they had the most violent fucking match they could possibly have. I honestly need to rewatch it because I feel like they put in so much work and I couldn't give them all my, not all my attention, but I just couldn't give them all my emotional attachment. Because I had been drained by the last match. I couldn't give them as much as they needed until it was too late. Anyway, fucking Jack Perry. Jack fucking Perry. Let me tell you people something about Jack Perry. All right. If you watch the Dynamite post show, the day AEW aired the all-in footage, I literally said, you know who's going to come out of this on top? Jack fucking Perry. Jack Perry is the scapegoat, and you're giving the scapegoat the context of what he's being scapegoated for on AEW television. This is important. This was seen as a mistake by a lot of people, even people who are fans of the product, AEW airing that all-in footage. I would argue that not only wasn't it a mistake, nobody gives a fuck today. You claimed it was going to be the death of the company. Somebody said it was going to be finger poking AEW, finger poke of doom for AEW. After this fucking pay-per-view, shut the fuck up. But also, nobody cares. Nobody's talking about that shit anymore. You know what they're talking about? Jack fucking Perry. Jack Perry comes out here and he gets welcomed home like an old friend as a heel. It was awesome. He showed up in CM Punk's hometown 2 days after they aired the footage, and you all saw how that crowd reacted to him. And a lot of people, critics, they said, no, this is only Chicago. Comes out here in St. Louis. Same thing. Throws up the E, throws up the elite. I said, oh, shit. I was so fucking hyped, man. Jack Perry comes out there, pushes over the ladder, gets the win for the Bucks, presumably joins the elite. This is everything I wanted out of this. Crimea River chants. They were excited to see Jack Perry. Motherfucker, this is Coca-Cola town, motherfucker. Get that Pepsi shit the fuck out of here. The elite, bitch. No, that's how I felt. I felt like it felt like a team thing. Like if I was watching sports or some shit. Let's go. Believe in yourself. Just great match, great moment, great show, and great show all around, all fucking around. If I had to do a jobber of the night tonight, I think that's gonna go to our boy Chris Jericho. If only because of the way he got treated. Man, I don't like him. You saw it in his eyes. He was just like, fuck this. Because it's not even bad heat. It's go away heat. That's literally X-Pac heat. That's what they call it. That's how they describe it. That sucked. That sucked for me to watch as a fan of Chris Jericho. Hated it for him. I hope he can figure it out. But my megastar of the night, that's actually the hard one. That's the hard one here. I could go Jack Perry. I could go Will Ospreay. I could go Bryan Danielson. I can go Okada. I can go so many different ways, but I think I'm going to give it to our boy because it's his night. Whose house? Swerve's house. Motherfuckers, it's Swerve's house. You heard? Yeah, no. It's a really cool moment. I'm excited. I'm happy. Smile on my face, man. This is a great thing. Yo, if I had to give one complaint, it's like, goddamn, motherfucker wouldn't stop. Like the imagery of him with the title was not new because he was so willing to show it off. Like a year ago, last year he had a picture with the title. A couple of days ago, he took a picture with the title at a baseball game. And on his tights, he had a picture of himself with the title. I would say, I guess he'll say he was manifesting. He was manifesting this, making it come true. And I appreciate, and listen, I respect it. This man, world champion, baby. World champion. So, I apologize if this was weird. I never meant for this to go this way. It was supposed to be a live show, as it always is. But I guess I this is what happens when you don't pay people. You know, I don't have guarantees. Which it is what it is. You know, I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody for not being able to show up. That's life, baby. I'm not mad at them. I'm just disappointed that I was not able to provide you guys with the post-show rewind in a timely fashion, in the way that you expect, in the format that you expect. I did try my best. Hopefully, you'll enjoy whatever this version of the AEW Dynasty post-show rewind ends up looking like. I don't know. I've never done this kind of editing before, so like, you know, this is all raw. This is gonna have its own audio track. The camera doesn't really have a microphone, so we'll fucking see, man, how it turns out. And if it looks like shit, if you didn't enjoy this, I apologize. If you didn't just enjoy hearing me and not having an opinion to bounce off of, I also apologize. But yeah, man, be sure to. I was gonna do all the plugs that I usually do. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Fucking follow us on Facebook. Follow us at Dirt Sheet Radio on Facebook, Dirt Sheet Radio on Instagram, Dirt Sheet Radio on Twitter, Dirt Sheet Radio on TikTok. Comicbookclick.com/Dirt Sheet Radio is our website. Comic Book Click, CLIQUE.com/Dirt Sheet Radio. That's where you can find all of our content, including this show. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And again, I feel so bad, man. I really do. I feel bad. I never meant for you guys to get this version of the show, but I motherfucking made sure you got it rewind, didn't I? Hey, man. Y'all have a good night or a good day.